We are live. Welcome to a mad chat, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here again on a Sunday evening. Beautiful sunshine that was outside in sunny England today, sunny south of England. I hope we are all doing well, team. Well, last time I did this live show, it was the 29th of March. Oh my word, so much as 28th of March. So much has happened. So much has gone on. Can't be bothered to talk about what I've done, but it's been fantastic. Back to work, feeling strong, and wishing I had another 3 months off right now, but it's all good. It's all good. What I'm going to do, look at all these. Michael Wilde's here, Rory Brace, nice to see you. Town Watch, Josh is here. Sogs is here. Yes, I haven't seen you before, Sogs. Terry Fenner's here. Chumley Biscuit. Glenn Reynolds is here. Awesome. Alfie, aka Ronaldo, is here. That is amazing. There's more. Oh my crikey, there's loads of you. Gareth said, Veronica, nice to see you. Dark Star, yo. Wataki Watch is here all the way from Kenya still. Look at the Harry's here. Andrew Shadow 202. What a gaming name that is. Gilberto Zirate. He's from Chile. Say hello to Gilberto, everybody. Well, absolute pleasure to have you on board here, team. Tobias is here. Ken Spear. I could do this all day. I'm not going to do this all day. We're going to say Dan's here. This is fantastic. What I am going to do is show you a Seiko showcase. Seiko. Are you ready? Seiko showcase comes to us via... 5. Oh, that makes me a little bit small, doesn't it? I don't like that. No. 5_0_ watches. This is a superb shot of the SKX 007. What I was more interested about, obviously, it's an iconic watch. We're talking icons today, aren't we? But look at that background. This is his laundry, apparently. Looks like a young person's laundry, but I love to see how this gentleman gets along with his day-to-day life. He's folded up all his shirts and his trousers. It looks like there's a dinosaur there at some point. I love it. What a shot. It looks like the background's got more attention than the foreground, but I love it. You got me, my friend. Thank you very much for sharing. I absolutely love that. That is superb. I've got a guest today. He is a brother from over the Atlantic Ocean. He is a guy that I only really do live chats with the greats. And this guy is one of them. And we've done, I can't remember how many live chats we've done. But it's so easy to talk to the guy. He's got a fabulous channel. It is, of course, Average Joe Watch Reviews. What the? Hang on, let me. Oh my! What? Whoa! What is? You right there, my friend?
Good to see you.
Yeah. You were looking nice and comfortable, my friend. There, weren't you?
Oh yeah, man. I was just enjoying your theme song.
My guitar's usually over there. I would have played it for you, Joe, but I've got the claw. I've been playing a lot recently, and you got the claw. Actually, it's this hand, it's the left hand, but playing guitar again. I haven't played a lot for a long time, but it really hurts. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. It's such an honor to be on your show, man, as always. I love doing these monthly, and I just want to thank you once again for having me, man. So it's awesome.
No, it's an absolute privilege to always have you here, man. We met for those that don't know. We met when I was a little lad with like 200 subscribers or something like that. When I Joe. And we got talking on Instagram, and we've never looked back since, my friend, have we?
Man, I've watched you growing up from a little wee lad to where you're at now, man. You're now bigger than me, so great.
We both got the lockdown weight on, haven't we? Eh? We got to take that off. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, got to take that off. No, it's all good, isn't it? Yes. So for those of you who don't know, this is Average Joe Watch Reviews. Got a fantastic channel. Tell us a bit about what you would say your channel is all about. Obviously, it's about watches, which is why we're all here, team. But give me some lines about what your channel sort of represents, my friend. Come on, go for it.
Average Joe Watch Reviews really is a channel that is for the average Joe. I used to watch YouTube a lot just to research different watches and whatnot. And I noticed that a lot of the watch channels would speak well over my head. So,
hell yeah.
You know what? I'm going to make a channel that's going to be a little bit more watered down and for the average Joe. And that's where Average Joe came from. So I really try to take a more creative approach to watch reviewing. So I'll do little mini series like what we're going to discuss later on, the Casio Chronicles, and just try to put like a little bit of a creative twist on reviews as well. So it's not just the same old boring thing over and over again. So
I mean, pretty much absolutely, my friend. I love your channel. I love the honesty that you put into your shows, and that's what attracted me to your channel, man. And and you've been honest ever since. What I'm not too happy about is Chumley Biscuit here, Joe. Look at this. Is this a bad hair commentator? That's horrible. What's he doing there? Oh my! This is my short back and sides.
I'm glad he noticed.
That short back and sides, Joe.
I'm glad he noticed, but I'll tell you what. I'm very blessed to have hair, even if I am
exactly. We're in our 40s, aren't we? We're blessed to have hair. We just keep rocking it, Joe. Absolutely, whatever you do.
Absolutely.
Yes, mate. Absolutely. What's that? Get your watch out! Oh, Joe, what's that? Someone over there. Tell me what you wearing, my friend? Come on now.
Well, today I'm wearing a watch that I don't wear too often, but today I was cutting the lawn and I needed a beater watch today. So not to be like everyone else. I had to wear the Luminox today.
Look at that.
The only day was yesterday watch, and
that is special.
Yeah,
that's a nice cheap beater. How much do they cost, those ones, Jojo? How much do they cost?
500 bone.
I love it. I absolutely love it. They are awesome watches, aren't they? So stealthy.
They are, and ironically, this thing has a mineral crystal on it. So I reached out to Luminox. I'm like, look, you're paying $500 for a watch. Why are you putting a mineral crystal on there? And whether or not I'm gonna buy this or not, but they say that mineral crystal is less likely to shatter during combat. But we all know that in combat, people wear the G-Shock.
Well, yes, exactly.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right?
come on.
Come
on now.
They call this the Navy SEAL watch, but we all know.
What's the bezel? What's the bezel action like, Joe? Give it a. Can I have a listen?
You want a little ASMR action?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad.
Not bad.
It's a carbon, or is it a resin? What's the bezel? Yeah.
60 click bezel.
Oh, yeah, strong, isn't it? Okay, you're not going to knock that on somebody's head.
It's a really decent watch. I have never seen it. So
that's fantastic, my friend. I am rocking the Saab 033, the Seiko, the baby Grand Seiko. I for those of you that have watched my State of the Collection, this one, it's close to being on the chopping board, Joe. It's close to being on the chopping board. I just don't wear it, Joe. I don't wear it. It's a little bit too blingy. Not blingy, dressy. It's a little bit too dressy for me.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, the sort of Dauphine hands and it does pull me in each time though. I don't have many exhibition case backs. Although it's it's a 615 movement, it's not a fantastic movement, but still, I'm trying to show it a lot of love at the minute, my friend. So that's what I'm wearing. Do you know what I mean? Those in the chat, Mr. Rangeman's here. SoCal Watch Reviews is here. This is fantastic.
We got our good friends here.
Yeah, we got some big hitters here, haven't we? Got some big hitters. Can you tell me what you are wearing right now, team? For those of you in the chat, please, introduce yourself to each other. For those of you that haven't been on here before, it's great to see some of you like Stefan Sutter Schaefer. He's from Germany. He is now the German ambassador for the MWC now, Joe. So that's good. Anything that I
is
Mad Watch Collector. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Oh, you thought N. Sorry. So basically, anything that goes through Germany now has to go through Stefan. Sorry about that, Stefan. That's just the way it is, my friend. It's just we've got some amazing people in the. I haven't seen quite a few of these people. Sean Holloway. He's got a Christopher Ward Blue Sapphire, Joe.
What's going
Welcome,
on, Joe?
my friend?
You know I'm a big fan of the Christopher Ward.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me whip this out.
He's
the microphone. Like, can you see it?
He's got the Mooney one, hasn't he? He's got the Mooney one going.
Get that out, guys.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's upside down, but it still looks brilliant. Still looks great. I don't care. I know. We can tell. I can tell it's upside. I can tell it's upside down by that contentious logo at the 9 o'clock. You know what I mean?
I was just checking to make sure you're paying attention.
This is awesome. Saxophone Academy is American with Laurier Neptune. This is Wally. Hello, Wally. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the live chat.
I like the Lauriers. My only issue with them is that they usually have that acrylic crystal, and I'm afraid to have an acrylic crystal on my watch. And I haven't worn my Laurier a lot, but it does get scuffy. It does get scuffy. It's a scuff monster. From Pittsburgh, about 4 hours from where I'm at.
Wow, that is fantastic. Cheers. Eric Larson, the Sin 104. Very nice, my friend. Excellent. What's this? Look, what's Mick from Florida? He's wearing a $1 zillion watch. Have you heard of that, Joe? Have you heard of that?
Is that a Hugh Blow, maybe?
I don't know, but this guy's obviously he sort of in different circles to us, mate. I think. Don't know what I need a bit more explanation on that, my friend. The G-Shock. Here we go. Getting Mum's house ready for sale. She doesn't even know it, but that's fine. You get it ready. You get it ready, my friend. That is amazing. Gareth, he's got that sensational. I quite like this. When the SKX got destroyed, taken over, and discontinued, Joe, Seiko produced the old 5KX. But they took the bezel off some of them and they made it more of a fieldy looking watch, still with like a diver's dial. But I can let them off then. You know what I mean? If it hasn't got a screw down crown, that's fine. It's not a diver's watch anymore.
Is that kind of like what Tudor did with their Black Bay, and they took the bezel off and exactly. Yeah, exactly. They just a little bit cheap, just a little bit cheaper, you know, with that. We all know that Polly Watch is your best friend when it comes to acrylic. We know that. We know that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so we've got loads of new people. Like we got a lot of people in the man. I'm feeling a little nervous now, man.
I know, mate. I know. Levatis Silveram, Canada. Awesome. Wearing the Orient Blue Marshall.
Can't go wrong with the Orient.
You can't go wrong with Orient at all. In-house stuff.
Have you ever tried an Orient Star or ever seen an Orient Star in person?
I've seen it. I haven't handled one. Have you handled one?
Never have, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see how much better they are than, you know, do you think it's like comparable to like a Seiko compared to a Grand Seiko? I don't think it's quite there.
Maybe I don't think it's quite there. Yes, I think that's more like it. I think you're right. Yeah, I would go. Have you ever tried a Vanuatu or a Helm watch? Have you heard of them, Joe?
I've actually, honestly, have never even heard. The only thing I've heard of is the titanium.
You would absolutely love Helm watches, my friend. They are dive watches on another level. NH35s in them. Just built like a brick house. Just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing watches. Rory. Yes, Rory's here. It's just a day for an F91W. Now, can I just say, I know we might be talking about that in a minute. But those in America, I saw this on a Casio Watchers group. I'm on the Facebook for Casio Watchers. And some guys just posted, check your Walmarts, guys, because they are going for $1.50 at the moment, Joe.
Whoa.
$1.50 for the F91W.
We may have to do a Casio Chronicles season 2 if that's the case.
Exactly.
It's too affordable for me not to pick them up.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? That is just crazy.
That's sanity.
So, Joe, why we are here, just because we want a bit of fun, really, Joe, isn't it? Really bit of fun. We want to say hello to you guys, and we want to talk about icons. And what better icons than hey, these two? Yeah.
Watch, not us. That's for sure. Icon here. I have an icon here. Here he is. Ready?
You got what's you got? What you got? Is it Bob Ross? It's a happy accident. That was it you that told me? Oh, was it you that told me he had his hair permed on purpose?
He had his hair permed on purpose because he never collected a paycheck. He basically did the whole Channel 12 thing.
Oh my God.
But basically, what happened was the way he made his money was through his products. He had a product.
Wow.
Line. So he sold.
He must have had a set of brushes, definitely.
Yeah. So the perm was an idea of all right, I'm going to save some money on haircuts. And when he was starting to make the money, he wanted to actually now get his hair cut a different way. And they're like, no, what's the brand now?
He wanted to turn his hair. Yes.
You're stuck with that hair now, bro.
He wanted to turn his hair into a paintbrush. So it worked. It absolutely worked, didn't it? I mean, he would only wish to have hair like mine. I went through all my the young years, my teenage years, up to 20, just despising my hair, and then I think I got to like 25. I just thought, let's do what it does. Let it do what it does, and just let's just.
Tell you, the older you get, man, the more you appreciate having hair, even if you are having a bad hair day. So
I mean, most people do say to me they have got hair like mine. It's just not on their head, but still, it's a compliment if anything. Now, listen, team, we are talking about watch icons. Icons of the last 50 years, which means that's 1971, Joe.
Unbelievable.
Okay. 1971, 50 years ago. I mean, obviously I wasn't born back then, and nor were you, Joe, because we are quite young boys and young scrappets. But the fact that we can't do watches beyond 71 is a little bit disappointing, because I've got a little list here of some amazing watches, Joe, that we couldn't use. For example, the Rolex Submariner, which is probably, let's face it, probably the most iconic watch of all time. So that's out the window. Unlucky.
Well, you know what's funny is when you asked me for the list that I sent you was all prior to 1971. So you came back to me as like, hey, mate, beyond 50 years. And I'm like, holy stuff, you're getting old.
Andrew Shadowy, born on this day, not on this day, obviously, but on this year. Congratulations, my friend. You are one of the special ones today, so well done. We cannot talk about the Omega Speedmaster, Joe, because that came out in 1957. It did some different references. Obviously, there's a load. I want to talk about a reference of something in a minute. Another Omega, the Cartier tank that came out in 1918. I mean, what an icon that is!
Wow, I didn't know it was that old.
I know, mate. It's so old, isn't it? Obviously, it's had loads. It has had changes, but not hugely. I'm going to say the Omega Seamaster. Because believe it or not, Joe, that did come out in 1948. Would you believe it? And it looked like that, my friend.
You know what? I've seen a lot of these on eBay.
Yes.
Very affordable prices.
Yes.
$500 price points. So,
yes. I think because, I don't know if the movement's not great, or I don't know, or if there's a lot of them. The chat would be able to tell us, obviously. I mean, that is a Seamaster. Obviously, growing up, a Seamaster to me, which I think deserves to be an icon, is this one, Joe. Ooh.
Well, you know what? I actually have another one, a Bond watch as well, but not the proper color.
You've got a lovely orange bezel, haven't you?
The Planet Ocean.
Yeah, look at that. That's lovely. That is lovely. I mean, this is an Omega Speedmaster in my brain. This is what an Omega Speedmaster looks like.
I think they're very, very, very handsome watches, and that bracelet, like, you can't mistake that for any other.
And Pierce wasn't a bad looker either, to be fair, was he? So he's done well.
I'm comfortable in my manhood to go along with it.
Look at Bobby. Bobby, you don't need to do that, Bobby.
Very nice.
Bobby, you do know that Joe gets none of that money. So sorry about that, my friend. We had no discussions, so that's fine. No, I'm only joking, Joe. No, thank you very much for that, Bobby's.
YouTube will take 30% of that. Just let me know.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? Bobby, next time, can you pay a little bit more? That'd be great, my friend. No, I'm only joking. Thank you, man. We can't talk about Joe. We can't talk about the Doxa Sub 300, which is that iconic orange with the orange dial, because that came out in 1967. You know, that was the first. Yeah, that was the first diver to have a unidirectional bezel.
Really?
You know, so, yeah, that's some little watch knowledge nugget for you. Also, we can't talk about the Tag Heuer Monaco. I mean, that's a special watch, isn't it? That's a special one. Yep. Absolutely. That's a special. That came out in '69 in honor of Monaco Grand Prix. That is a manual chronograph. That's the only square watch of that and the Cartier that I would go for. What about you, Joe? You like your square watch? Oh, you've got your beautiful Seiko with the green dial TV watch, haven't you? I do like that one, I must admit. Is that square?
Oh, yes. That is that's right here.
Yeah, I do like that. That's a nice one.
This is a very special piece, as you know. But yeah,
that's cool.
Would you call this an icon?
No, I don't think it's known enough. Yeah. But I do love it. It's like the old 60s, 70s sort of TV type. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it.
Well, it's an icon to me because my baby daughter gave it to me. So
it's so good. It's awesome. I love it. What can I'll give a little trivia to the guys in the chat and you, Joe. A watch, very big icon, unfortunately, and we don't like to talk about it that much, Joe. But 2015, April the 24th, a certain watch came out right out of a fruit bowl. What was it, Joe?
What was the year again?
2015.
2015.
It wasn't a pear or an orange, but Bobby. Look at Bobby. Yeah. That still goes to me, but that's fine, Bobby. No, come on, man. Alfie's. Oh my word! I need to speak to Alfie. Just before you answer, my friend, Alfie's come in with what? Thank you very much for that, my friend. What football team do you support? I am a Southampton boy, my friend, and I'm a born and bred Southampton lad. And we are teetering on the edge of relegation, Joe, at the minute on the soccer.
So you're talking about soccer.
Yeah, we're talking about soccer. Yeah, I'm a Matt Letizia fan. Big Saints fan. Thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. And I look forward to speaking to you in the future. Going back then, Joe. Here we go. 2000. Don't look at the comments, Joe. Don't look at the comments because they're giving it away. Oh, God. Glenn's giving it away. Miguel's giving it away. It is, of course, my friend, the Apple Watch.
Apple? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You know that little annoying thing.
The banana watch, but
that would be a sensational watch, wouldn't it? That would be close.
That would rival the Hamilton Ventura and shit.
Definitely. I'm sure Invicta's probably got a case in the shape of a banana.
It would be like a 70 millimeter.
Probably. I'm pretty sure Steve at the Watch Corner has probably got one of these. I've just seen. Have you seen that American one he's got?
Oh
my God! I mean, Christ.
Did you see the comment I wrote in there? He's like, I just got the size by Tony. my watchmaker, and I wrote in a comment, I'm like, well, you better get your money back because he sized that dial way too big, my friend.
Oh my word!
Millimeter dial. Holy shit.
It looks like one of those tags that you get from the police when you come out of jail. You get round your ankle. Oh my God! But listen, you got to give Steve a lot of love for his Invicta love.
I will say this about Invicta, and as large as they are, I have to give them props on at least their uniqueness and going outside the box. Would I personally wear one? I mean, probably not, but I find them fascinating to look at.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they don't just go outside the box. They rip the box up and they find a triangle to put something in. They put some sort of pyramid to put some. I mean, for a company that does Submariner homages, like, you know what I mean, to then do something that's straight out the. I mean, crikey, the design team at Invicta, crikey.
Here's a good 52 millimeter.
I mean, Christ,
the only reason I keep this in my collection is for these live streams because we always see them around about.
I love them. I love talking about your Invicta. I love it.
I bought this, and holy smokes, man!
Look at that. And you used to like that as well, Joe.
I did used to like. I'll admit it. And it shows like how you've grown.
Yeah, you evolve. Yeah.
Journey. And absolutely. My watch has gotten smaller and smaller, but I think I found my sweet spot. Right, I actually do like the 42, 43 millimeters, at least in diamonds.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. So, well, there's a lot of options for you there, man. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
good. The Seiko 105, the Willard watch, the Apocalypse Now, that came out in 1968, so we can't talk about that. The turtle case, the iconic turtle case, we can't mention that. That is a huge watch. The 62 Mass, came out in 1965. That's Seiko's first diver. We can't mention that. Obviously, I am mentioning it. I'm sorry about this, but
you're taking a lot of watches off the table.
I know. The Zenith El Primero, the first automatic chronograph. We can't talk about the Pogue, the 6139. Can't talk about this because this is also one of the first automatic chronographs. It's the first mass-produced automatic chronograph because the Zenith just came out with it just before. Gotcha. Can't talk about that, mate. So they've got to put that down. You know what I mean? Got to put that down.
That's bothering me. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right, man. That's all right. What we can before we talk about our choices, we can talk about who we got. The Explorer 2, the Rolex Explorer 2 came out in 1971.
That's one of your favorites.
I do like that. I do like that watch. I mean, obviously, I like
value to you.
Yeah, I like the Explorer 1 better, but that's a very iconic watch with the orange GMT hand. That's a special watch. I will mention the Casio CA53W, Joe. Pretty much the mascot of my channel, really, because this is the watch that I can remember earliest buying with my mum at Argos, which was like an outlet store, a catalogue shop. But this watch probably started me off proper on digital watches.
Did you know that the Casio calculator watch was Average Joe's first watch? And
oh my word!
Why I actually own that watch was because of a gentleman by the name of Michael J. Fox.
Did you? Wow, that is amazing.
But not because of Back to the Future, but because of a TV show that I'm not sure if you're familiar with, Family Ties.
I do know of the name. Okay. Definitely do a name.
Alex wore the calculator watch. So when I got one for myself, and I felt like Alex B. Keaton. So he was actually one of my first idols as a kid.
Wow, that is incredible.
No, I just lost people in the chat now.
Listen, I never knew Martin McFly had that watch on until I was in my mid-20s. And then I re-got it again and then lost it. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, I mean, Back to the Future is my favorite. They're my favorite films of all time, and it just brings me back to
good memories.
Yeah, man. I think that's what it's all about. Is for me, most of the time. The good old days.
Good old days, man.
The good old days, exactly.
It really was. It was a lot different back then, wasn't it? We sound like a couple old fogies over here, don't we?
Exactly. Get off my lawn. Yeah. You want your ball back? No. Just in EDC, obviously, Rolex, absolutely full of icons. The Daytona, the Milgaus, everything. They're a ridiculous watches that don't really change that much, and that's what makes them even more iconic. They're not like an Omega Seamaster that you saw from 1948 and then to 1994 that just does not look the same watch at all. There's DNA in Rolex first references to the
that's true.
That's the amazing thing, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
I think with Omega they're not scared of changing stuff as much. I don't think, and I personally think that's a good thing as well. Yeah, I think that's a good thing.
I'm personally more of an Omega fan myself over Rolex. And there's a multitude of reasons, but I know this is not the show for that, so I'll just leave it at that for now.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that for another one.
For another show.
Yeah, that's good. Right now, listen. So, Joe, we've got three, and we've got three choices of our most iconic. Well, it's subjective, so it's our choices, and it's our opinions, obviously. And you guys have got different opinions in the chat than us. This is from my experiences growing up, and and everything, or learning as I've done this channel, or learning as I've started collecting and enjoying watches even more as I've gotten older. And obviously, there's some of the watches we've mentioned just now, like the 6105, the 6139. The Doxa Sub and the Zenith El Primero. If you weren't into watches, you would never have a clue. No. You wouldn't have a clue what these are. But to us, they're gods in their own. They're icons.
Sure. Yes,
so,
sir.
Joe, from the cheapest first, you give me your first watch. What are you going to give us? What are you going to throw in to the icon drawer? What you going to do?
Well, it's definitely an icon in my head, and I'm sure quite a few others in the chat. But whether or not, I guess the question is, what truly is an icon?
Well, that's a great question. That's a great question. I would say that the design, the aesthetics, the design has been copied from this look. So the look of this watch has been copied, or it's been kept. It's that good. No one wants it to be upgraded. No one wants it looking different, and it's still popular almost to the day it came out. What do you reckon?
Well, that's exactly where I was going to go with this particular tool. This watch is still being sold today, and you actually mentioned it earlier. It's actually being sold for $1.50 in certain stores now.
Walmart.
Still has, and it still has green light that only has 10% of the screen, and it just hasn't changed. And yet people still love it. And there it is, the F91.
There it is, team. Look at it in all its glory. Look at that. I mean, this is really, you don't need another watch after this one, really, do you, Joe? This is the thing.
You really don't. And let me tell you, I know a little bit about how tough this watch is, because it surprised me, man. The fact that you can boil it, freeze it, run it over the truck, throw it out the truck window, throw it out of a window from 20 feet, light it on fire, and it still lasts. Holy smokes! What
better time to try out all these experiments on the F91W than now, when it's in Walmart for $1.50?
Man,
get in there.
What a great watch this is, and on top of it, it just brings back so many memories. Now, I didn't own this as a child. I remember my brothers sporting this as a child, though. So I do remember this watch, and quite frankly, I don't think it's changed a bit.
No. Well, I was told because I've done a show on this, and I was told in the chat that the backlight used to be green. Yes. And not the sort of yellow that it gets now. Also, I think that the strap has got worse, as in it.
Yeah, I believe that.
It doesn't last. It doesn't last as long as the watch does.
Exactly. And it's not even a strap monster either. I mean, what are you going to put on that thing?
I know, exactly. You're going to put on another F91 strap. That's what you're going to put on it.
And you know what's sad? And I think this is what makes it an icon, is the fact that if you press 2 buttons, Casio shows up, and that's your authenticity test right there.
Definitely.
People are faking $10 watches. Shows me that this is an icon.
That's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. I'm just I think it's a great choice, my friend, and I I've said it. Joe's done an amazing set of shows called the Casio Chronicles, where he has a built-in story into these shows, where he's a little bit annoyed with this watch, Joe, aren't you? A little bit annoyed.
Just a little bit.
And he's basically taken this watch to limits that not many reviewers have taken it. Let's put it this way. And you need to check it out. If you haven't subscribed or checked out Average Joe's channel yet, please do. And check out the Casio Chronicles, because it's a fun watch.
Appreciate that. And you know what? Like the whole Casio Chronicle thing, it was really only supposed to be one episode. I figured I'm going to do a couple experiments. I figured after boiling it would have been done. But man, this thing was literally giving me like a headache. I'm like, what the heck is going on with this? Like, this is a $10 watch. How come I can't kill it? I'm putting it in the washer. I'm putting it in the dryer. I'm calling my mechanic. I'm like, yo, can I come over? You got to destroy this thing for me once and for all.
Yeah, it's crazy. It would definitely give the next watch, my choice, a run for its money, 100%. I will give you a little background. It was Seiko Arnie. Does that name ring a bell to you, Joe? Seiko Arnie?
The name doesn't sound familiar, but I bet you if I see it, because I haven't seen it in your choices yet. So
no, sorry, I should have told you, shouldn't I? Sorry, mate.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe in the chat, someone will know if I say the name Seiko Arnie. But after I tell the story, then people will know. Look at Michael. So his dad gave him a pocket watch. He took that pocket watch and he dropped it, Joe, and it smashed. And then after that, it was his challenge to make an indestructible watch. And ladies and gentlemen, in 1983, it was the rise of the G-Shock. Look at this. The 5000 series. Why do you reckon that it was 5,000? Probably because it took 4,999 attempts to make this son of a... What do you reckon?
Well, you know the backstory, right? I mean, there was this guy that was dropping it off the top of the...
Oh, crikey, yeah.
I don't know what it was, but he was just doing all kinds of stuff, and
yeah,
he finally was able to mix hard materials and soft materials and came up with a G-Shock. But
yeah,
I mean, look, you have the F91. Why do you need a G-Shock?
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, there is an argument to say, without the G-Shock range, would Casio still be alive? What do you reckon? What do you reckon about that? I mean, how many G-Shocks are there? There? I mean,
and you got G-Shocks of all price ranges too. I mean, there are G-Shocks that are a couple $1,000s even.
Mr. Rangeman, if he's still watching, but he would know, is Mudmaster, the Frogman, all these stuff that are like £500. Some of these G-Shocks, even more. If
you're a Casio G-Shock fan, the watch Rangeman is the perfect channel to watch, because he's got a lot of knowledge. I've learned a lot of stuff off his channel.
Yeah, he's very knowledgeable on his G-Shocks, absolutely. But I've got to put this in there, because what an icon! What an icon, this thing, and the square is still popular. This watch still looks brilliant. I've got the solar one. What you got?
The square.
You got the negative. Is that the negative one?
Negative displays. This is actually a custom watch, because the negative display actually came from a white one.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
So whoever I got this from, I actually won this in a contest on a giveaway on Instagram.
Oh man, love it.
This is like a one of one, but I'm sure plenty of people have done this, but it's really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Love the design, super light, super tough, and it's solar, and it's got the multi-band, so it's like the perfect apocalypse watch. So that's another show.
It's superb.
Obviously, my computer here.
That's all right. Obviously, team, you know that. Sorry, you do what you want. You put those wires where you want, my friend. 1971. You know, we are talking 1972. We are talking Quartz crisis here. Do you know what I mean? This is this is when we had ripples that may have killed off a lot of brands, a lot of watch brands, and you know, the rise of Casio and Seiko in that form was unbelievable.
So crisis almost put a lot of these famous brands that we enjoy today out of business, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to pay $10 for a watch that keeps more accurate time than our automatics. I mean, that was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, what's the F91? It's either plus or minus 15 or 30 seconds a month.
Yeah.
You know, and for an NH35, that's a tolerance, you know, per day at least, you know.
Well, as much as we clown on the Swatch group and Swatch, I mean, they're technically the ones that bailed out a lot of these big time companies, and you know, now they're under their umbrella, and we're saved by Swatch. So I mean, you know.
Also, Joe, you've reminded me there, my friend. Swatch watches. They came out in 1983, and they were Swatch. I think in Switzerland, in Swiss, means second, number 2.
I still have.
What you got? You got a Swatch watch?
Yeah, so I actually borrowed this from a viewer, and I still have it.
Wow! So it was invented by the big Swiss brands that said, yes, you could have one of these Swatch watches. Oh, the jellyfishy type thing.
Jellyfish, yeah. This is a fun watch, man. I mean, look, I ordinarily wouldn't even look at it twice, but this is a cool watch.
I think it's cool.
It's completely transparent, man. I mean, you have an exhibition case back on a
exhibition
front back. The whole watch is see-through. I mean, it's a good watch. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people won't like it, but I think it's neat. So.
Swatch watches are. I haven't got into Swatch watches a lot. My mum had a lot of Swatch watches. I know that because she loved all the crazy patterns and the designs on them. And I guess I when I was growing up, I saw Swatch as a ladies or a girl's watch, maybe. You know what I mean? That was what I was doing in my head because of all the patterns and stuff that my mum used to have. But they got some amazing designs now, Swatch. I mean, they're all over the show.
People don't talk about them a lot, but I mean, I think because they're kind of more like a fashion-y type watch, you know?
Yeah.
They're not like a hardcore horological.
Yeah, the System 50 ones are pretty special. The automatic ones that use 50 pieces, 50 parts to make up the automatic movement, they're quite cool. Joe, look, we are 3 away from 100 people watching it. I don't know. Maybe from if it's not one of the big boys like a TGV or a Jody at Just One More Watch.
Man. I'm feeling kind of special over here.
Yeah,
man.
Mate. Yeah, well, you should do anyway, Joe. You should do anyway.
Thank you. I do. Yes, I do.
Give me your second one, my friend. What is your second watch of choice? And this is all subjective, and this is our opinions and everything else. Do you want me to reveal the picture first, or do you want to talk first? What you going to do?
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper! Here he is.
The Arnie.
Dude, look at this,
man.
So this is the H558. Came out in
the only large watch that you sport and are actually comfortable with.
Mate, listen. I just feel so this is the original that came out in 82, and I think it ran until 90. And then a couple of years ago they came out with a reissue, and I just had to get it. I had to get it because I love Predator. I love Commando. Do you know the other film this is in, Joe? I haven't seen this film.
You know what, man? I actually do not.
Does anyone in the chat know what the other film that was worn, the H558?
Yeah, I'm going to phone a friend here. Perry said that in the comments. Anybody, help me.
But this is a special watch. That is a special watch because it was the first hybrid diver, so the analog and the digital. It had an alarm, chronograph, and look at it. It's just awesome, isn't it?
It does it all. And look, it's a Seiko to boot. I mean, geez. Yeah.
And the thing was, this was Arnie's actual watch. This was his personal watch that he wore. This was no, well, it probably was a Seiko. Seiko probably came round his house and said, "We'll give you $2 million for every time it shows on the." There was probably something like that, to be fair.
Well, let me ask you: was the second movie also starring Arnold Schwarzenegger?
What's that?
The other movie that it starred in, is it also on the wrist of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, it is. It is. It's not just in EDC. It's not twins. Michael Wilde. Look at that. He's either Googled it or he knows his stuff.
What about Commando?
It was in Commando. Yeah, it's very highlighted a lot in Commando. But Michael Wilde's got it. Raw Deal. Have you ever seen the film Raw Deal, Joe? I haven't seen it. I need to.
I think I've seen it a long time ago, so I couldn't tell you anything about it. But
I could read your scripts. I could read you the dialogue in my memory of most of the Arnie films. But Raw Deal, I don't even remember what.
That one's not ringing a bell for me. Now, Kindergarten Cop was a good one. It's not a Puma.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's wearing a Casio there, but still, I think he wears a Casio in that. The same Casio he wears in. We've reached it. We're there, Joe. 101. Oh my God! Congratulations to We have got 102 people in the chat from across the world. Wife. We got 102 here. Unbelievable. I mean, she's cooking or doing something down there. I think she's watching still. But wow, this is amazing, team. So good to have you in this chat. We could talk about Arnie's. We could talk about Arnie Schwarzenegger films until the day is long.
I think my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger film. I'm so glad you asked. Was Twins. I love Twins, man. That is
pavement was his enemy. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I'm a massive fan. I'm a Predator fan. I'm a huge Predator fan. Look at that. It says 99 now. Just know that there were 106. So that's all we need to know. You 99 are the special ones anyway.
Very, very humbling. Very humbling indeed.
Absolutely. My next one. What's my next one? Let me think.
I'm thinking for the first time, guys, just like you. So I'm really I'm curious here. Let's see.
Oh yes, my next one is a little bit of out of our price range, a little bit possibly, Joe. A little known company called Audemars Piguet.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
They've been getting a lot of press lately for their Marvel release, right?
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that. But listen, you won't be finding them in Walmart. I'll tell you that. You won't be finding them in the bargain buckets. I'll tell you that.
If they keep the whole Marvel stuff, they'll be right next to the Invicta watches. So
it's hideous. We won't go through that. But let me tell you, Audemars Piguet in 1972 were in a crisis, Joe, because of the Quartz crisis. And having a dress watch in those days was becoming a little bit unpopular.
Right.
So they got a little designer from Geneva, born in Geneva, called Gerald Genta. And he had an idea of designing a luxury sports watch. And I give you the Royal Oak.
That thing has not changed.
1972. Joe, look at it.
That thing has aged well, hasn't it?
Unbelievable. Built, inspired by the old-fashioned diving helmets, and also the windows of a battleship. Look at it. Look at this thing.
You actually had one on your channel. You actually were loaned one.
I had a chronograph.
Yeah, newer one, but you said it was like a suit of armor.
It was like wearing Iron Man's cuff. Yeah, it was a big one. I mean, this
heavy monkey, wasn't it?
Yes, it was heavy. This one, when it came out, I think had a 39mm case, so it's slightly smaller, but 7mm thickness, Joe, and it's all this is automatic. automatic, 1972, 7 mils.
Wow.
I mean, what the heck? I mean, it has a water resistance of 50, which is a bit rubbish. So it basically is a luxury sports watch.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, talk about icon. Like, your definition of icon is right here. I mean, this thing looks like you could buy this today.
And how many times has it been copied, this design?
Oh my gosh.
You know, you've reviewed one. You've reviewed a Casio oak. The Casio.
Yes, that is true.
And I mean, the amount of homages that copy this, brands that copy this design, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a beautiful watch. And that bracelet, when you so as you said, I reviewed the Casio, and the first thing I noticed is as I was turning my wrist.
Oh, you got that added, the mod kit. Is that with the mod kit?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it was the full metal jacket. So as you turn your wrist, it was just like you could play music because it was like bling, 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 bling. I was like, wow. Imagine what the real thing would look like. I mean, it was really awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Terry Fenner, the only Royal Oak I'm interested in, serves pints and pork scratchings. Good lad. Good lad, Terry.
I'm not paying that kind of money. How much do you think that AP would cost even today? That 72. You sold out on eBay.
God blimey, I 50. What do you reckon? I don't know. Maybe not that much. It would be probably about 35, maybe. I'm
thinking 30-ish.
Yeah, just because of how old the movement is. But I mean, I'm never going to own one. But I sure do appreciate design.
Yeah,
and a lasting design, because for something that was made in 72, it still looks modern today. It still looks modern, and yeah, it's very, very special.
Well, when you put that on the screen, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, is that the vintage one? I'm kind of embarrassed to get it. You know? It looks like one you would buy today. So
Peter's absolutely right. £35 is just a little bit cheap, my friend. You're absolutely right.
Let me ask you a question. If you had the money, would you spend $35,000 for a watch? Let's just say you were a multi-millionaire. Would you spend $35,000?
Multi-millionaire, yes. I would definitely go. I would. I would go over 10. What about you?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think I would ever go. Man, it's hard to say, because I mean, it's easy for us guys that are middle-class citizens to say, hey, I would never. But then you get all that kind of money, you're like, okay, well, $100,000, like $10, you know, like back in the day. So,
it's all relative to you, right? and everything.
Yeah.
You know, once we get going on this YouTube game, and 57 years from now, when we're rolling in the YouTube bucks and we're doing this all 3D, you know what I mean? And
the way I'm growing, it's going to take me 57.
No, son, no. But anyway, yeah, it's a very special watch, and I thought it had to be in there. Another mention is obviously Gerald Genta's other watch, the Patek Philippe Nautilus. Yeah. I mean, that's another special watch, isn't it? That's another special watch with an integrated bracelet.
He's just a genius in design, man. I hear that guy's name a lot.
Yeah. Veronica, I would buy an expensive if I was a multi-millionaire, but not a Royal Oak. Not a Royal Oak. That's fair enough.
What would it be?
Veronica, we need to know what it would be then.
Not a Frank Muller. Ugh.
Dave.
To me, a Frank Muller is like the rich person's version of a Invicta. Now, I hope I don't lose anybody here, but I'm not a fan of the Frank Mullers, man. I don't know about you, but
no, we take it or leave it, eh?
Yeah,
but still,
it's way too gaudy and big for me, man.
Dave MCK, he's being given $100 million, and he's still going to go for a Tissot PRX with the old quartz movement.
That's my kind of guy right there.
Good lad.
I'm a huge Tissot fan myself, and actually, for my wedding in May, guess what watch I'm going to be wearing, my friends?
Oh, that you should keep that to yourself. That should be a one of your giveaways. What watch will I wear?
You know what's going to be.
It's the old
Powermatic 80.
Absolutely special.
It's not going to be one of my more expensive watches. To me, sentimental value is the most value. of my collection. So
yeah. No, I'm with you, my friend.
Sweet.
Veronica would have the old Vacheron Constantin overseas. That is a superb watch, Veronica.
Very understated, underrated watch that no one would know about, but those things are $20,000 watch.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Veronica, if you had all that money, what would be your beta watch, Veronica? Hey, what would be that beta watch? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
My friend, give me your third choice. What is it going to be? What you got? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I mean, talk about icons. Talk about icons here. Look at this, the tuning fork itself.
Now, I saw this this watch talked about in the comments. Now, this particular one is breaking the rules here because this one is actually from '62. But as we all know, this watch was produced later on as well. So I think I can get away with it. And
As you've got one, I think we can get away with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I definitely think. So it came out in 1960 or 62, when you said, and this watch was pre-Quartz. You know, imagine what people's thoughts were when they had this advert, which said, top left corner, look, only the Accutron timepiece is guaranteed 99.9977 accurate on you. I mean, look at that. I mean, surely that blows everything out of the water. And you're on the phone to Bulova right now. Let's get it. I mean, look at it. Does away with the hairspring and balance wheel, the parts which limit the accuracy. This is from the 60s, obviously, this advert. But look at this thing, and look at Joe's. Here we go. Look at it. So it works as a tuning fork, isn't it?
Yeah, as you can see in the middle, you got the tuning fork, and those two coils that you see there, they're actually vibrating that tuning fork, but it's going so fast that you can't see it unless it's under a microscope. It's amazing. Yeah,
it's absolutely superb.
I wish you could hear the sound it makes. Because
I know that.
Yeah,
it's like that, isn't it?
But imagine a late partying all night long, loud music, and waking up in the morning. That's the sound in your ear that you hear when you put this up to your ear.
That's when you know you've either got an Accutron or you've got tinnitus.
Or you got tinnitus.
Yeah, that's it. Now listen, this Wataki watches, my friend. This is the first time I've seen what they're called bow tie lugs.
Bow tie lugs. So this makes this particular model a bit rarer, and
obviously the Accutron. The engine was the same, but it came in different cases, didn't it?
Yeah. That's actually the first time I've seen the lug design too. And when I made the trade with Steve, I traded him, ironically, for another smooth sweep quartz watch, which was the Precisionist. Yeah. But that watch was monstrous. It was about a 48 millimeter.
Not for Steve, it's not. No.
That Precisionist is a lot more accurate than this, but look, this is how old now, you know?
Yeah,
whereas Precisionist is actually accurate up to 10 seconds a year.
That's special, isn't it?
Not a month, not a week.
That's better. That is awesome. That is amazing. Now, listen, Michael, thank you for that, Michael. I forgot to say, everyone that's in the chat now, the 94 of you, could you click like on this channel, on this show, because it really does help the algorithms of that we have no clue about, do we, Joe? We haven't got an absolute Scooby-Doo on how YouTube pushes one show and then puts another show into the puddle, into like a mud puddle, and says, see you later.
Full disclosure, I do know a lot more than what I do. I'm actually a rebel without a cause, because if I actually did all the things that they wanted me to do in the algorithm, I wouldn't have fun doing this. And at the end of the day, you got to have fun. So if they're not pushing my videos, so what? I'm having fun.
Exactly. And if we're being honest, Joe, if we were looking at the algorithms, if we were really on these algorithms, we would be talking just about homage watches.
Yes, sir.
Homage watches, because the amount of views that the homage watches gets are incredible. I do like to just flutter them in now and then, because they're part of the watch world, so we can't ignore them,
right?
You know, and you don't ignore them either, Joe. And
then I just give them away.
Yeah, and then you give them away. You give them away. Exactly. My final watch is one that I own, and for me, it's an icon. This is, like we said, this is.
Is it the Rolex? Oh no, it can't be. It can't be the Rolex Explorer.
No. I'll take that away. Sorry, I'll take that away.
Oh, you can't take mine. Come on.
No, it is. It's basically a watch that started me on this spending spree. I mean, watch collecting journey, and it is an little known automatic diver that came out in 1996, and it is obviously the Seiko SKX 007009.
Very, very nice.
This is still one of my favorite watches, Joe. And oh god, OCD people are not going to be happy. Just get that bezel. Bezel. Sorry, blimey. Yeah, crikey, I can't do that. For me, the SKX. For anyone that's on YouTube that watches watch review shows, knows of this watch, and a lot of people that I speak to, even with a collection of Rolexes, Patek Philippe's, you know, Cartiers, you know, you get the old nod of the cap for having one of these. You know what I mean?
Man, and it really does. I have his older brother here, or should I say probably his younger brother, but more like his bigger brother, the Turtle.
Oh yeah, well the turtles are fantastic.
You recognize the strap, because I think where you're at, you don't play this sport, but this is actually a baseball glove strap.
Yes, you've done a show on this baseball strap, haven't you?
Not yet, but I want to give Mott Straps a shout out. He's actually on Instagram.
That's cool.
He makes these custom straps. And,
I can smell the leather from here.
Man, let me tell you, very, very comfortable, just like a baseball mitt. But take a look at that turtle, my friend. Yeah,
that's superb. I love Paddy's. Paddy's always got a gorgeous style to him. I absolutely love them.
Nice sunbursts.
Max Adler, we're going off tangent here, but Max Adler, SKX versus 5KX. Oh my God, Max, you've entered into a strange world, my friend, where fashion meets diving tool. What do you reckon, Joe?
Sounds like you've got a new show there, brother.
It does.
Like when the chat gives you some ideas here, so you might want to write that one down.
I after this, I sit in the bath and I write all these down in the notes. Definitely, it's definitely what I do. Obviously, the SKX is a ISO certified diving watch with a screw down crown, my friend, and the 5KXs are pretty much diving looking watches. They don't have a screw down crown, and they're not ISO certified anymore. And it made me very sad. But how much do you want to bet, Joe, that in 5 to 10 years, TGV said this to me as well, that they will come up with a limited edition SKX on the Prospects range. It'll be a limited edition, be like £400-500, $600. They'll come up with that. I'm pretty sure.
I don't doubt it. TGV, obviously the king of watch reviews, he knows his stuff, man. So I wouldn't bet against it. Yeah,
well, the way Seiko works with these limited editions, I'm not all out. I don't like that. What about you? Limited editions?
Limited editions are, to me, a cash grab. You know what I mean? And in a lot of cases, are they truly limited? Or because look, a lot of these companies, they cheat. They say that they're producing limited, but
if I was a company, I would make them limited until they're very popular. So I would bring out this always limited. Crikey, these sold really well. Let's make some more of them. Right. Let's go.
Micro brands actually do that. There's one in particular. What is it? Is it Notice that does that? Where you can't
I think so.
Any of their watches because they're always sold out.
Yeah. Like Helm. the Helm Vanuatu and those watches. They're very, very, very hard to get into. Dave, absolutely, Dave. That so basically take the bezel off the SKX, and you've got that great field dive watch. I love it. It's great. Very cool.
Someone's in the comments saying no Monster love. I actually would love to own a Monster myself, man.
Is that a Seiko Monster or the ones out of Monsters Inc? Those sort of ones with the Seiko.
Hopefully talk about Seiko Monster, because I'm not going to own any Monster Inc. watches. That's baby man.
That is for Madison. That is for Madison, definitely. Yeah. So that was me and you, absolute, proper thinking about that when we had a good thought, and that was our 3 watches. And do you know what the funny thing is? In a month's time we might have a different 3. We could have a different 3. You know,
and you know what? Even my Grails, they change from time to time. Like I used to be the Rolex Milgauss, but I'm actually over it now. I think I would rather own a Black Bay over a Milgauss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're in the same boat. I mean, you actually own a Tudor Black Bay. So
so I absolutely love, as they say in America, they hit a home run with that size case, with the movement. I mean, they're going to make so many different colors in that case size. You've already seen, we've already seen the Blue Bay 58, the taupe. Have you seen the new brownie taupe color one?
I have, and they actually came out with a sterling silver one, and a gold one, I believe, and they're selling for like tons of money, man, like 16. Rolex stuff money, which worry, man.
I mean, for me, I would never, Tudor was always meant to be the affordable Rolex, really. And what have we got there?
This is my
it's the Seiko Black Bay
custom watch.
Built is that case and dial?
Case and dial, man. He did an excellent job. This is one of my favorite watches, man. So this watch actually scratched the itch for my Black Bay, because at this current moment, there's no way I'm dropping $3,000. So
not with a wedding on the way. No.
And you know what? This is a beautiful watch, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
Got the Seiko movement in and everything. So it scratches my itch totally. So
yeah. Have you had a Tudor yet, Joe? Have you been able to handle one?
I've been able to handle one. I actually handled the bronze version, which, let me tell you, man. I had it on my wrist and I didn't want to take it off. It was that nice. And
probably because
and I'm like,
wow.
Oh man.
That would that size, those Black Bay Heritage Black Bays would definitely fit your 7-inch wrist beautifully. Beautifully,
absolutely, man.
What's it? 42? Is it 41 or 42?
This particular.
I think the Black Bay. I think it's right your sweet spot. I think, isn't it?
42, but I know they come in different sizes. I might even be a 41. I know the comments will definitely correct me if I'm wrong. So
just before we finish, because it is absolutely flown by, Joe. It's really absolutely crazy. We'd love to know your Grail watches, even if they're fantasy Grail watches like David Robinson. My Grail watch Buzz is speedy. It's not in very good nick from what I've seen, but
I guess it would be illegal if he stole it from the museum, right?
That's one of the most precious Amigas of all time. Could you, so somewhere? Adrian's there. He knows what he's talking about on the Black Bays.
He knows the one that I actually love a lot.
He's probably wearing it now and just he's taunting you. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my dear. So Josh, he likes his dress watches, doesn't he? He loves his dressy watches.
For some reason, he's got this small sub-second fixation. But I actually would have never saw him thought Cardio Santos.
Yeah, I mean the amount of time he spends deep down in the dungeon in his house the downstairs, fiddling away like a man, and then. Yeah, exactly. Come on.
They're like tiny square watches, aren't they? I mean,
they are. But we don't know. Josh, just the way he's rolling these days, the Santos is special. I mean, just to own a Cartier would be quite special. I'd never wear it, but just
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe to a wedding.
Yeah.
Seamaster white dial. Look,
they're special. They are special watches.
Can't go wrong, you know.
Yeah. Fraser Nash Omega Aquaterra Golf. Wow.
That's another watch. I really like the Aquaterra. I love the horizontal boardwalk design on the dial.
Yeah, that's a special watch.
I love the handset, and it's just such a clean piece, man.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Beer owns one.
Yes. So we got the Deep Sea James Cameron, which is absolutely huge, but that's a very special watch. We need to look into this Grail. Don't we? Yeah. We need to look into this.
A tourbillon of some sort.
Yeah. Rory's going. He's going for an icon right there. The Black Bay, 50 fathoms. I mean that is a special watch.
Rory, right now on Jones Shop, they're selling for $9,000.
Wow,
14 grand. So
good.
Just giving you a heads up, buddy.
That's pretty special. Chumley Biscuit. He's got the Reverso going.
Jaeger LeCoultre.
Jaeger LeCoultre.
Very cool watch. Good choice.
Yeah, very, very cool watch indeed. I haven't mentioned Zlad Gru. What a profile picture.
The most accurate watch ever made.
Look at that. Well, you can't go wrong with an Eco Drive, can you? Hey? You cannot go wrong with any.
Drives. I really do.
Yeah. They seem to work without a battery, those things. I don't know where I've seen that show before. But...
Man, some douchebag channel. I forget.
Rory's off to get that $9,000 Black Bay 50 fathoms now. There you go.
All I ask in return is to subscribe to my channel, please.
Rory, get over and subscribe to his channel, because he's made up that price, but that's fine.
Oh man, maybe he'll start his own YouTube channel, right? I'd never see that. Man.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never seen one on a channel. I mean,
I
have the Seiko SNZ, the 50 fathoms homage,
the 55 fathoms. Yeah.
55 fathoms.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the 55 and the 50? I know you're going to go here.
Just the price, just a little bit.
Okay.
One's got one doesn't have hacking, put it that way. And the other one might do. But
mine definitely does not have hacking. I have to do one of these before
the Seiko Shuffle.
You know, funny short story is like I got the watch and I contacted the guy and I'm like, I think my watch is broken. It won't wind.
Won't wind. Oh.
No, it's one of those kind of watches you have to shake. I'm like, oh.
That is brilliant. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a roller coaster ride today, Joe, hasn't it? You know what I mean?
So humbled for all the support and always humble to be on your channel, man.
Oh, mate, thank you very much.
I love doing these monthly with you. Always have a good time, and I look forward to the next one, my friend.
Well, it's just so comfortable, mate. It's such a, we know each other to an extent, and we know how to bounce off each other, and we're not afraid to say how we feel, and that should be the case with whatever you speak to. But we've just had this comfortable partnership going on, and it's good fun. It's good fun, mate.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you to everyone on the chat, and there's too many of you to say thank you. Thank you so much to the people that have did the super chats. It means a lot. It puts it into the channel.
Thank you, Jim.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody, but thank you, Jim, for subscribing.
Absolutely. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so on the Average Joe Watch Reviews, and he's also Average Joe. There we go. Also on the Instagram as well. Get on there, absolutely, because he's got some great content on there, and I'm subscribed. And if I'm subscribed, that's endorsement, isn't it, Joe? Come on now.
Well, and you know what? TGV actually subscribed too. Thanks.
There you go. Philadelphia. Philly. There we go. Good lad. That's good lad. Thank you very much to everyone. We are going to say goodbye to Joe. Thank you very much, Joe, and I shall speak to you in the green room afterwards, my friend. I shall see you later. See you, Joe. There he goes. Thank you so much, everyone that has been in the chat. I've loved it. It's been brilliant. Getting to know this Sean Robinson, Pepe, Kindred Spirit. We got Dark Star. You're still here. I'm so glad that you guys. There's new guys that I've never seen before in the chat, and you guys make it. You really do. Bye, Gilberto. Take care from Chile. You really do make these live shows just like 50 times better. And I absolutely love it. And I applaud you for watching the waffle for an hour and 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon. I've got a show. I'll keep it to myself what the watch I'm reviewing is going to be for next week. I am getting a very special watch this week in. I don't know when it's coming, but can't wait to show you that. And yes, it's all fun, isn't it? And we just onwards and upwards, as the British say. You take care, and I shall see you in a tick, 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 a tick.